All right, so only a short walk away from Hampden Park is actually the first two Hampden Parks. The first one now being like a bowling alley or right near the train stop. That was Hampden Park #1, and Hampden Park #2 was actually let to rot after 1967. It's still there, the remnants are still there, so it's pretty much abandoned. So today we're gonna check out an abandoned stadium in Glasgow. All right, now this is an actual adventure because I have no idea where I'm going. I was given directions at the museum there back at Hampden Park that it's just beyond the park, right in the back. Supposedly Hampden Park the first one is now at a station that they're still using, a train station. The second one, which is Cathkin Park, is right behind it. Either way, one of the issues when you travel abroad, especially if you don't get a SIM card like me, you constantly just have to wander around, use Google Maps, and now it's a real adventure. So you guys are in for it. This is a full-scale vlog now.
I've only been here for 3 weeks.
Okay, no worries.
I'm sure there's other people in the shop, they'll be able to tell you.
Thank you. All right, my other camera, my GoPro just died, so now we're using this camera. The journey continues. I just asked an older gentleman where it was. He sent him in the completely wrong direction. I'm actually by another bowling club right in front of me, which you can't really see here because there's all these this wall. But we're gonna find this. The adventure continues. Stay tuned, stay patient. Back into town we go on the great Cathkin Park adventure. And Hampden bowling. I keep thinking of like actual bowling lane, but it's a different type of bowling. British subscribers, you can make fun of me in the comments below. But we don't have that terminology in the US. Probably have done about a mile of walking now, maybe a mile and a half. But for you guys, anything is possible. I'm kind of getting to see this Florida neighborhood. It's very hilly back here. So let's keep going. Just enjoy the sights, the sounds. It's a rainy day here. Very little humidity, some mist. Thank God for that older gentleman, or else I'd still be wandering down in the opposite direction. When you're a vlogger, you get the weirdest looks. People staring at my camera. Who's this guy with the strange accent walking around Boulevard Terrace? Oh look, there you go. Well, you don't get these views when you're not a vlogger and wandering around. There's Hampden Park down there. Up we go. Cathkin Park, we made it. You can see Hampden Park straight ahead. Let's go down and explore. Here we go, guys. This is very exciting. So as we walk down, a little history about Cathkin Park. All right, so bear with me here for about 60 seconds. Let's quickly dive into the history because I'm sure my interchangeable usage of Hampden Park and Cathkin Park has you quite confused. So let me explain. That bowling club I keep referring to was the first Hampden Park. It was here from 1873 to 1883. This was the home of Queen's Park Football Club. In 1884, due to a rumor planned by the Caledonian Railway to build a line through the pitch, Queen's Park decided to move a couple hundred meters east to a new ground, which they also called Hampden Park. In 1903, Queen's Park decided to move a third time to the current home of Hampden Park, with their second home being taken over by Third Lanark A.C. When Third Lanark moved in, they didn't want to cause confusion, so they changed the ground's name to Cathkin Park. Third Lanark would play at Cathkin until 1967, when the club fell into financial hardships. Since 1967, Cathkin Park has avoided multiple plans for redevelopment, and it wasn't until 2022 that a directionally challenged YouTuber by the name of State of Soccer would make a thrilling documentary about the history of the ground. Yeah, so let's get back to the action. So 52,000 was the attendance record, and the terraces are still supposedly here. So let's see. All right, here's a nice little pathway, and you can see the terraces. Wow. Here they are. Imagine this, 50,000 fans around this area. Now these trees have grown in since then, of course. But as we make our way down, you can see the old stands here, the terrace, the guardrails supporting Queen's Park, whoever it may be. And like I said, record attendance was 52,000. And Queen's Park Football Club played here from 1884 to 1903. And then from 1903 to 1967, Third Lanark A.C. played here. And then it was pretty much after that, in 1967, that this place rotted to what it is today over the years. I don't know how much longer these terraces will be here. They might keep them. But you can see the original foundation outside the park. Now it's very muddy, but for you guys, I'm going to destroy my shoes. And wow, look at this. It's nice with the park all to ourselves here. And I'll be honest, the football pitch is still in pretty decent shape. Could look a lot worse. But to think that at one point in time, I'm on the pitch that was used till 1967. 52,000 fans in attendance surrounding. Really is cool. And this seems to be the area of the pitch that is still the most intact. So let's walk up here. So I'm sure over time they've cleaned out some of this vegetation. Yeah, let's walk up this. Get a bird's eye view, and of course this was a bowl. It was a massive bowl with no roof, like many old stadiums were. And now Cathkin Park, formerly Hampden Park number 2, and we'll see the first Hampden Park here in a second. You guys are so lucky if you stuck with me on this adventure here at State of Soccer. And here's a plaque. Life is short, art long, opportunity fleeting, experience treacherous, judgment difficult. There's beautiful trees. The vegetation here is beautiful. Let's keep walking around here. I'm gonna go this way. It's really, really cool to be here at the second Hampden Park, having been at the newest Hampden Park that's still operating today. Really, really cool. Like, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't hit like, please do. I traveled from Philadelphia. We've been on multiple stadium tours. I'll leave it up to you to check them out. A couple match day experiences, and it's really just because I love football. And I love the opportunity to travel and see the UK football history, which unfortunately we don't really have in the United States. We do have our own history, our own footballing history, soccer history, but it kind of tails off. You know, it's more of the late 19th century to 1950, kind of stops. Then there's the, NASL and now MLS, but here, just the fact that you have the ruins of Hampden Park, and then behind it is the new Hampden Park, and close by is the other Hampden Park, the first Hampden Park. It is so, so cool to explore this abandoned football stadium. Let's jump over this. And like I said, I'm sure they clear this out occasionally. This has been painted in the past. It's very, very neat to walk around. There's the pitch being used as a dog park as well. I'm sure the dogs aren't aware of the history that we have here at Cathkin Park. So let's walk around. And you can see here the outline of the old stadium. 52,000 record attendance here. Third Lanark played here until 1967. And then after that, it was pretty much just left in ruins. Here's even more stands this way. And I'm pretty sure they use it now for youth football, which is nice. At least the field is still here and it's not some housing, complex built over it like we see in so many countries and urbanization. And they've left this a park, which is really, really good to see. Great job to the municipality of Glasgow. I guess more or less this neighborhood, Mount Florida. Look at this. Let's keep walking around here. All the way around the stands. Totally worth finding. I was worried there for a minute that we wouldn't find it, but that's what adventures are all about. And I'm so glad you guys have joined me for this adventure, because there's still a lot more to see on my channel. So much more stadium tours, more weekly shows. It's always an adventure, and we're looking for you, everyone, to join, to hit like and hit subscribe. Yeah, and you just can kind of see, here it is, the entirety of the pitch. I'll put up some pictures too of the old stadium to capture how massive it really was here until 1967. Now, so far in Glasgow, I have toured Celtic Park, Hampden Park. Unfortunately, Rangers at Ibrox did not have any availability for a stadium tour, or it's just because I'm a Celtic supporter, I don't really know. But I might check out the outside of that if we have some time here. But pretty soon I'll be heading to Liverpool to do a Liverpool football experience. I'll travel all throughout Liverpool and check out what that city has to offer after being here in Glasgow, two of the UK's finest football cities. Of course, there's also Manchester and London. Only one left really is kind of Birmingham. And if I'm leaving out any others, please let me know. Where should I visit in the future? Because I'm always willing to travel more and see more places like this. All right. So I think we've seen enough here. Let's make our way over to the first Hampden Park on the Hampden Park official State of Soccer tour. And then after that, I'll end the video there. But once again, just so happy that we found this. Really, really, really beautiful. And nice workout too. Let's do it. I'm literally just wandering around. I have no idea where the bowling club is. I think it's really close by. Hopefully that takes me less than the hour it took me to find Cathkin Park. Let's just call it Hampden Park. It's all Hampden Park. That's what we're here for. But still, as I walk down these paths, and you can imagine on game day, on match day, I'm sure this path or something of it was here, whether it was a concourse or this was the back of the stadium. I'm not really sure, but maybe some of these homes around here backed up to old Hampden Park back in the day. They could be newer. I'm not sure, but either way, it's cool to imagine, and that's what journeys are all about: exploring, imagining the past, and to mix the past with the present on this trip, especially in Scotland. It's been really, really cool. We'll get a little bit of that in Liverpool too. But let's keep going. Let's push onwards and upwards. See if we can find the old bowling alley or the bowling lane, bowling club. I just think of bowling alley like an indoor bowling alley, but it's not that. It's more prestigious than that. All right, so I'm told it's on top of a train station, and now I'm just kind of wandering the nearest train station I could find. But as you can see, there is nothing here pointing out the Hampden Bowling Club. So back we go on this 3-hour Hampden Park adventure. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found it. Peeking at me through the fence is the original Hampden Park, which was used from 1873 to 1884, home of Queen's Park, also home of Scotland played there, defeated England 5-1. And this is a historic ground. This is where the Scottish style of football was created, which now you could argue is enjoyed by more than 3.5 billion people around the world. The style of passing and somewhat, not really modern day football, but they changed the game down there at the original Hampden Park. So that does it for this episode of State of Soccer. I hope you enjoyed this journey from the newest stadium to the oldest stadium. We started off at Hampden Park, made our way to the other Hampden Park, and then the original Hampden Park. But once again, this is State of Soccer signing off. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in Liverpool. Take care, guys.